What's good, guys? Hope everyone's doing well, and today's video is going to be on reviewing creatine monohydrate. Now I used creatine back when I was 21. I used it for a total period of a year, and over the course of that year I was able to get stronger on all of my exercises, gain 10 pounds in body weight, maybe even a little bit more, have noticeably better pumps, and to be honest guys, just generally looked and felt bigger. However, creatine's a supplement which I feel like people don't really talk about in depth, particularly if you're using it long term. You'll get people who'll say, oh, just use creatine, you'll be fine, or use creatine forever, it'll do you no harm. And that isn't the case, and in today's video I'm going to talk about my experience on it and the negatives I had at least while using the supplement. Now, creatine itself doesn't actually build muscle. What creatine does is it allows your body and muscles to hold on to more water. Your glycogen stores are filling up, they're holding on to more water whilst on the creatine. That's why you look noticeably bigger, because your muscles are holding on to more water. So they look fuller, your muscles look fuller, and indirect as a result, you're able to get stronger and do more reps. So the creatine itself isn't actually building muscle, it's helping you build muscle. What it's primarily doing is it's filling your glycogen stores up with water, so your body and your muscles are more fuller because you're holding more water. Now getting into the main topic of the video, and that's the negative side effects of taking creatine. And without doubt, number one on the list is, if you've got a family history of kidney pain, kidney stones, creatine's a supplement you should 100% stay away from. I started having problems on creatine about 9 months into using it. It started off as mild pain, but it did get progressively worse. And in the end, I started having sharp pain at the sides. My kidneys did not like creatine at all. So if you've got a family history of kidney pain, kidney problems, just stay away from this supplement period. It's something that you do need to be aware of. And it's something which isn't talked about enough, in my opinion. It's something you definitely need to be aware of, and I'm not over dramatising it or anything like that, but if you have got like a family history of kidney stones, kidney pain, you just stay away from creatine. I was surprised how painful it was. I didn't think I'd encountered kidney pain or kidney problems on creatine. I thought people were overblowing it, etc. But it was really painful, and legitimately, if I stayed on that long term, I was causing real damage. So it's something you definitely do need to be aware of with creatine. The second thing you need to realise is that once you go off the creatine, you will lose that progress, you'll lose the gains. So let's say you gained a stone in body weight. Once the creatine's out your system, you go back to the same weight you started before you used the creatine. You'll lose that stone. Let's say you gained 8 reps on an exercising strength. You'll go back to the same strength you were before you used the creatine. I know a lot of people will kick off and say, oh, you keep the progress, or you're talking rubbish, you keep some of it. Well, in my case, I didn't. Once the creatine's out your system, and it may take a couple of weeks. In my case, it took 6-7 weeks for the creatine to totally be out my system. And once it was out of my system, I went back to the same strength level and same weight I was before I used the creatine. So you do lose the progress once the creatine is totally out of your system. Third noticeable side effect I had on the creatine was an increase in hair loss. I noticed when I was on the creatine, I was losing hair faster compared to when I wasn't on creatine. There was a noticeable difference. So if you're someone who is bothered about your hair and all that stuff, that is just something to be aware of. I hope that video's been helpful. And when it comes to alternatives to getting bigger, stronger, bulking up, my advice would be to try and eat more food. I know it sounds daft, but there are foods, milkshakes, protein drinks, even a regular glass of milk, and foods out there that are really high in calories, really high in protein, that'll help you get the size you want and get stronger without the added side effects.